Well, it is hotter than fish grease inside the rec room in Toronto. Casey Andrews and Blake Murphy. It feels good to be back in the home of the Blue Jays.
And what a better way to mark Smash Wrestling's return to Toronto than with the heart and soul of Smash Wrestling, John Greed.
The man himself, International Fight Night. It promises to be an amazing show, but there's a good chance that, Blake, this could steal match of the night early.
It could, and anytime you get John Greed in there with a couple of guys he can throw around, a couple of guys with some pretty innovative offense too, in Myung Jae Lee and Pretty Ricky.
Now, I know of Pretty Ricky. I haven't seen a lot of his work firsthand, but I know that what he brings to the table is pretty unorthodox. So it's interesting to see how he lines up against the heart and soul here. 297 pounds of Big John Greed.
I gotta say, I know we are supposed to be unbiased in here, but Pretty Ricky from my neck of the woods, he's from Brantford, I'm from Cambridge, so maybe a little favoritism to the guy from the region.
I'm not gonna have to put up with a bunch of Tri-Cities BS for the next 10 to 15 minutes, am I?
Only if he wins.
John Greed getting a hometown welcome here from his people. These are John Greed's people, and my goodness, he's happy to see Dustin. Or is he?
Introducing participant number 2. From Buffalo, New York, by way of South Korea.
Now this is a competitor that I'm looking forward to seeing more of. Myung Jae Lee. Part of Grapplers Anonymous here. The pedigree coming out of Grapplers Anonymous only gets better, Blake, as time goes on.
Well, I'm glad someone showed up from Grapplers Anonymous because the Smash Wrestling champion, Kevin Bennett, couldn't be bothered, but Myung Jae Lee gonna hold it down.
It seems Myung Jae Lee has some fans in the audience as well, a few supporters, so I mean, it's interesting to see that right next to John Greed's face. And here comes Pretty Ricky. One of those ones we've talked about this that needs to be seen to understood.
Introducing participant number 3. From Brantford, Ontario, weighing in at 204 pounds, the Brantford Bandit, Pretty Ricky Willdy.
Now, one thing about Pretty Ricky that I've noticed is that every single time I've seen him, he's had a different nickname. So,
yeah, he was at one point the Brantford Rattlesnake. I believe there was a period where he was smooching everyone. I'm fairly certain I've seen him at a foam party in downtown Kitchener before. I don't want to go too much into my own background there, but this guy's he's all over the place.
Was he booked or was he just there?
You don't book for a foam party.
No, you don't book for a foam party.
He is staring a hole through Myung Jae Lee. Not surprising that a guy with the flamboyance of Pretty Ricky is comfortable playing the odd mind game, but interesting that he's targeted Myung Jae Lee and not the veteran John Greed here.
I think that's just smart baseball is what that is.
Now, what would be really smart, and I don't think we're going to see it here, both of these guys making their Smash debuts and wanting to show out for this crowd, show they belong here. The smart strategy here would be for the two of them to team up and try to take down the larger John Greed.
I don't think that's going to happen only because it seems that they have some sort of beef coming in. Now, I got to be honest with you. Looking at Pretty Ricky, that's me. Looking at Pretty Ricky, he looks more like a Sticky Ricky, if I can be honest.
Yeah, I would say 5 minutes into this one, you're probably not going to want your head in that chest in a headlock.
I don't want it in there now.
No.
Not a good way to start, Blake. And down goes Pretty Ricky.
Well, the teaming up didn't go the way we expected at all. It was John Greed and Myung Jae Lee hammering Pretty Ricky with those coordinated chops.
It's bad enough when John Greed hits you with his toaster hands, but if you add a second chop into that mix...
Now, I wonder if Myung Jae Lee here is regretting that decision because now he's got Greed one-on-one, and this is a big size mismatch. That hand barely making a mark in the 297-pound frame of John Greed.
Oh, Blake, you do not want to go shot for shot with big John Greed. My goodness. I mean, credit to Myung Jae Lee. He's giving his best shot here.
Greed needed a second. Oh, Lee might need a minute, an hour.
Oh my goodness. This is just... No! Nope, I don't want that one. Can we return that? Okay.
At a certain point, Myung Jae Lee has to think about using those feet instead of the open palms. Oh!
Popped in the jaw just hard enough to let him know he's there.
Yeah. That left jab, as big as...
Oh, jeez. Oh, now that's what you're talking about, Blake. He's got to get those feet in there. Big missile drop kick, and Myung Jae Lee is on a roll.
Yeah, those are some fast feet, and if you're unfamiliar with Myung Jae Lee, what you can expect is for those kicks to come from a lot of different directions, a lot of different situations.
Boom! But there's nothing that can really defend against a running lariat that's moving that quickly.
Yeah, I suppose you could try an up kick here, but I don't know if he knows where he is.
Now, we are in the vicinity of some train tracks. I think Myung Jae Lee just got hit by one. Oh, massive elbow. 297 pounds. And here comes Pretty Ricky out of nowhere. Oh, big knee to the back, and John Greed takes a corner here. Oh!
Pretty Ricky smart to pick his spots here. Wait until John Greed is taking care of Myung Jae Lee and is more or less saying hello to the Smash faithful here.
Now, this is twice that we've seen John Greed
nice bulldog there.
Eat turnbuckles in the last couple minutes here, so... You got to wonder, too, Blake. I think John Greed may have been a little shaken up by his loss to Mr. Charles Crowley at the Western Fair. Like it's not a position that John Greed's used to being in. Oh! Missed double stomp. No! Into a trust fall.
Nice little back senton there, yeah. Myung Jae Lee up top, though, and Pretty Ricky smartly rolling out of the way.
Oh! Okay, so Pretty Ricky's got chops as well, is what we're understanding here. Nice little lucha arm drag there. Pretty Ricky does have skills. Nobody can take that away from him. He may have a very wild... Whoa! An arm drag there. Quick as a whip. Pretty Ricky may be a flashy package, but at the end of the day... Oh, look out here. 2 count.
Now, this is a guy who... Yeah, there's the flash. I talked to him earlier. I talked to him before. Like I said, we're from the same area. This guy, for 6 or 7 years now, has been convinced he's a week away from getting signed to a pro deal. This guy believes very much in his skill set, even if there's a little bit of delusion there.
I mean, it's only a certain amount of delusion. I mean, the guy is very clearly a very smart professional wrestler. He's also kind of a jerk. I saw him eating a whole chicken earlier, and I went to shake his hand, and he did not even wipe it. He just shook my hand with chicken grease.
Now, what do you think's worse? His hand with chicken grease or that John Grease hand at any point? John Greed hand.
I would take chicken hands all day long over toaster hands.
Myung Jae Lee going to get in on it now, too.
That one went across the nipple, Blake. I don't know if you saw that, but that's 10 times worse.
Now, I haven't taken a lot of chops, but I do have a hairy chest, and I can't imagine the hair that Pretty Ricky there is sporting insulates you at all.
Oh, my God, John Greed. Oh, come on. You know when you were in school as a young lad and they'd put the horsehair on your palm and then whack it with a ruler, or is that just me?
I am not that old.
All right, well, we're not talking anymore.
I don't think they were allowed to hit kids when I was in school.
They just weren't allowed to get caught. Speaking of hitting kids, slugfest on young Myung Jae Lee here. My goodness. Pretty Ricky with that quick boot there and a double chop. The thing about Pretty Ricky is he's very good at ring awareness. He knows where he is at all times, and he knows his distance. And he's got this crowd on his side. My goodness. Oh! And John Greed simply takes a knee.
And what are you going to do if you're the referee there? John Greed didn't do anything wrong. Just went down to a knee.
The only one who gave Pretty Ricky a low blow was Gravity. So,
And you can't disqualify Gravity.
not once, not twice, not thrice. And Pretty Ricky feeling the effects of that inverted atomic drop.
I'd suggest he roll out of the ring and catch his composure here, but
I don't think he has the ability to move his
No.
legs at this moment.
he's trying his best. John Greed operating with Myung Jae Lee on his shoulders.
Pretty
And
Ricky
Pretty Ricky going to take over.
taking the assist here into an airplane spin. Myung Jae Lee looking like a treasure troll with his hair flying out in front of him there. Oh, big Mongolian chop. Pretty Ricky doesn't quite know where he is here.
Between the atomic drop and that airplane spin, the equilibrium on Pretty Ricky clearly off here as he tries to lift the 297-pound John Greed.
I think Pretty Ricky is proving to us all that his brains are in his nether regions and they're currently scrambled. Because you don't pick up 297 pounds of John Greed into anything.
Now, 297 pounds of John Greed can certainly pick you up.
You're getting spun by an airplane, my goodness. Who's going to get dizzy first? Is it going to be Greed or Ricky?
Well, the answer appears to be both.
Oh, no, I don't think this is what we were looking for. Oh, and a big timber, and Gravity wins again.
John Greed, the only one who's, in any kind of shape at this point in the match. He's also got both of these guys down on the ground. I know he's catching a breather here, but
the thing about the airplane spin, Blake, that you need to keep in mind is that it really does throw off your equilibrium. And if you've ever been dizzy, you know that it can last quite a long time, especially when you're gasping for air and you're exhausted and with how hot it is inside the rec room. There are a lot of things working against John Greed here where he can't just capitalize as quickly as he'd like to.
bit of an eye gouge there from Pretty Ricky, and now he's working over John Greed in the corner with these lefts. And a big right hand.
Pretty Ricky, he's got some sting behind those shots, but
Maybe got away with one a little bit there. The referee letting it go, the eye gouge there to have gotten out of that precarious position.
now the one thing that you got to be careful of here is even though this is a triple threat match, you can still have the match not go your way just by simply doing something as illegal as swinging into the ropes. So I see why the referee was counting. He's trying to keep some sort of order here. While there's no traditional disqualifications, it's still not a situation where you want to be on the receiving end, because in that case, John Greed likely would have won.
Well, after that shot, it might be John Greed's likely going to win anyway. I don't know that these two guys, even 2-on-1, are going to be able to go strike for strike here.
This is like a boss battle at this point.
Yeah. And Greed's lost an elbow pad here.
Oh! All right, we're seeing our unlikely alliance. Oh, and just like that, it's gone. Okay. Oh, big T-bone suplex, and Myung Jae Lee comes alive. Big drop kick on the big man. Ooh,
Shotgun drop kick in the corner. And one for Pretty Ricky as well.
Myung Jae Lee is impressing. This is his Smash Wrestling debut, and there's definitely a chance that they're going to have him back.
And that's kind of the idea here, right? John Greed, since Smash Return, has been all about seeing what this next generation of potential Smash Wrestling talent can do.
He's taken a bit of a gatekeeper role, and rightfully so. This is kind of the house that John Greed has helped build. He wants to make sure that the roof tiles are as strong as the foundation, but it also doesn't work if he kills everybody that comes in front of him, Blake.
It certainly doesn't. He's looking for something big here.
Oh, and just a big boot to the mush, knocking out one of Pretty Ricky's final teeth. And a
Lee
big
with a double stomp to the back.
My
I have seen Lee
goodness.
finish a number of
Ooh.
matches with that, but John Greed with a big boot to make sure Lee can't take advantage and cover.
There's a lot of educated feet going on in this match, Blake, and big stunner out of nowhere. Now, obviously, the stunner has -5 effectiveness points if your name doesn't end in Austin, but at the same time, it's still a painful maneuver that you can hit from anyone, anywhere.
I'm surprised that Pretty Ricky went to it after that atomic drop earlier, given not quite enough on John Greed there as Myung Jae Lee breaks up the pin.
Now, it's interesting to see how, whoa, what have we got here? Looking for a, oh my goodness, a nice neck breaker over the knee there. And
This time it's John Greed breaking it up, picking Lee up right off of Pretty Ricky. I don't even know how you describe that. It looked like he was going Alabama slam into a Yushiguroshi.
It was a little bit of everything there, and now John Greed looks like he's just had enough, but...
Going for that package pile driver. Lee.
Oh!
Did he just get confetti cannoned in the face?
It appears that's exactly what happened. I haven't seen this much glitter in a wrestling ring since Santa Puff threw it in my face. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Myung Jae Lee coming in hot here.
Yeah, you might just be better off to let this...
that was a bad idea.
I know what he's trying to do, trying to add extra emphasis to whatever John Greed's going for here on Pretty Ricky, but this isn't going to end well.
This is not going to end well at all. We've got ourselves a, combination Samoan drop and follow-away slam. Pretty Ricky's got his own glitter all over himself. This is madness inside the rec room, Blake.
The way John Greed's sitting there, he could just lean back and have a rest, and I think Pretty Ricky might be done. But
Look
John
at
Greed...
John Greed's shoulders.
Bouncing around, he's got plenty left in the tank.
He's got plans. And that's a scary thing, a large man like that with plans.
Oh, well, he's got plans to end it there, if that's any indication. Going back to that package pile driver.
Pretty Ricky spins out big. Oh, my God.
This man was known as the king of the smoochers at one point. I thought maybe coming out of the pandemic he'd left that behind him, but there's a big old wet one on the mouth of John Greed.
I'm 100% sure he just slipped John Greed the tongue, and now he's going to lose his tongue. Boom! My goodness. And John Greed is a non-factor at this point.
Lee and Ricky here trading chops. I like to see this level of urgency, especially from Lee here. John Greed out of the ring. This might be the best chance Lee or Ricky have to end this match.
And we've got a sleeper and a rear naked choke. Pretty Ricky could be going out here. John Greed needs to get back into this match as soon as he possibly can, because he's, wait a minute, hold on just a second here, Blake. Big John Greed is on the top rope. Oh my God, what did we just see? You
could have 4 or 5 guys. No one's kicking out of that one. John Greed with a frog splash onto Myung Jae Lee and Pretty Ricky. Lee going for the submission there, completely understand it, but the ring awareness to not notice John Greed climbing up top, or maybe the hubris to think you could get Pretty Ricky to go out before Greed came down off the top rope. However he shaped that one up, bit of a mistake there. John Greed takes advantage.
And quite impressive of a victory. And again, the ring awareness of the Heart and Soul of Smash Wrestling shows through once again. And John Greed picks up a much-needed win to get that momentum back after a surprising loss last night. And the big man has the microphone, so I'm going to turn mine off.
I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but over the pandemic, I've become the measuring stick of who belongs and who doesn't in Smash Wrestling. And I don't know about you, but today, regardless of what they did to me, Myung Jae Lee and Pretty Ricky Willdy belong in this ring. Pretty Ricky. Myung Jae Lee. You boys need to take yourselves a bow because you earned everything. Well, that's about enough for putting you guys over because it's your turn now. I don't know if this makes the DVD, but goddamn, it feels so good to be back here in Toronto with all of our people. And I'm fully aware that you guys are on the socials and you saw me do this exact same thing in London, but I mean it just as much here as I do there, probably a little bit more, because this is where I was born. I've been from the dirty South. I've been from disgrace land, but I am always and forever going to be smash in Toronto. You know what, you guys, you're not doing it enough. You're not doing yourselves justice, and I don't like that. We did it once, let's do it again. Every single one of you get on your feet, every one of you, and as loud as you possibly can. Let's tear the roof off of this historical son of a bitch and say, this is Smash! Oh my God, that's enough to make this boy go from there to right there. Keep going, we ain't done. Camera people, get around, get all the pretty faces, every single one of them. Did you hear what I said? Them, not me. Everybody, keep going, man. Keep going. All right. I know you can do it now. I know you can. Just like the three of us just did in this ring for you. You keep that goddamn energy up for every single one of them behind that curtain who's gonna come out here and put everything they have on this blank canvas. They're gonna paint that picture and send you home with a smile on your goddamn faces. And if you're not, talk to that guy. He's the owner. This is Smash.